What's up, everybody? Welcome back. How are we all doing today? We gotta get through this, don't we? Yeah. I think we've really established something important. We are nearly 8 weeks into 2025. Give or take. And we're being subjugated to absolute nonsense. I think the obvious question is, should I even bother with this? What's up, Fletch? How are you? Like, true question, chat. Should I even bother? Because how much longer does honesty last? I thank you, Fletch. You're a good man. You are a good man, sir. The worst thing about this I'm not even doing this for views or clickbait or whatever. Like, when I watch these shows, I'm not going in I'm not going into hope that I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that do, which I think is the worst way to approach it. But you should still go in with an open mind. And I have. And it's always back to square one. I don't get it anymore. Like, you know, I just don't. Like, it's weird in a way that if you watch a certain TV show or you watch a certain movie that you've seen before, if you go back and rewatch it, you want to experience it in a different way. Logistically speaking, but also from a self-viewership angle. You want to see something different in a different perspective. But how can you get that perspective if it's letting you down or it's not pushing on. If honestly, if you're in my position, what do you do? In my position, what do you do? I'm not going to stop the reviews. Like, that's not going to happen. But the incorrect takes or the fundamental ideology that is not being perceived and is being incorrectly presented is going to come back and bite you in the ass. If you're being truthful to yourself, watching a TV show or a movie, or even if you're at the theatre and you're at a live performance, you want to make sure you get the value for your money. Now, I ask you this question. Are you getting your value for money? Just a straight up question. It's a yes or no. It's not a debate show. It's just a simple show. Show question. It's not hard. Are you getting your money's worth? A truthful person can answer that question. When I look at last night, I'm getting maybe half, literally, maybe half. That's that's not good. It's predictable in the worst way. And I don't know about you guys, but I have always been a pro wrestling fan. I've never taken a break from it. Like, I know people that have taken breaks and gone back to it. I've never taken a break. I've been there day in, day out. Never missed a show, never missed an event, nothing. And I don't think we're in a healthy wrestling landscape. I think it's actually subpar. I'll be surprised if it gets better. Put it that way. But this is your Raw review. So I have one question for all of you. Let me hear you. I've got another bottle of this and 2 cans for this show. That's where we're at. Okay, Stussy. On what grounds? If you don't mind me asking. What about Raw did you enjoy? Soccer TV. Hello there. Raw was good last night. One of the better episodes. Better than SmackDown. Okay then, well here's a question for you. This is a question for you, Soccer TV. Thank you for joining the chat as well. What makes Raw last night better than SmackDown to you? Just out of curiosity. Spilled a wee bit. That's mental. Women's matches, in my opinion, were the highlight of the show. Okay, that's fair. Depends on when that happens. She shouldn't be back in a main event position. I like the Punk Logan promo and the Chamber qualifying matches. Okay. Also got me looking forward to Finn versus Seth. Okay, that's fair. Reasonable. Thank you, chat. But what about the same old redundant creativity for Jey Uso? DQ. There's going to be interference. This will be a triple threat. I'm confident of that. I think they're building up to a triple threat at Wrestlemania, so Rhea doesn't lose clean. Because they've got to protect her, obviously, even though it doesn't help her at all. It's a scary situation that we're in right now. And truthfully, it's their fault. It goes back to the Royal Rumble. Fannying about with who was going to win the Rumble and eventually deciding on somebody that nobody even wants to see as a world champion. Like, I'm sorry, but in what universe is Jey Uso believable as a world champion? How is he believable? Like, I just don't understand it. I've literally I've got the best community on the planet because it's this, and they're gonna regret it. They will regret this. Soccer TV, you'll get my analogy. It's like you sign a player for your team just for the shirt sales because they've got a name and a brand, but they're genuinely terrible at what they do. But they sell the shirts. They do nothing for the team. That's Jey Uso. He's just a catchphrase and a shirt seller, but he doesn't do anything for the business itself. He isn't even good at it. He's very, very fortunate at what he's been bled into and bled and bred. The absolute fear of Christ itself. When Jay won the Rumble, I was getting 2020 flashbacks to all the Goldberg, Fiend, Cena, Roman. That's one way to put it. Keyword nonsense. Even then, that's too long. If he wins it, he should only hold it for a month. He shouldn't be allowed to have a let it breathe moment. Win it, then lose it. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Raw does actually start, funnily enough, in the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Or if you're returning to TV, AJ Styles, it's Smashville. Raw does kick off with Jey Uso, who comes in, does his yeet performance. The crowd demands an encore. God almighty. So he gives one. He then yeets in front of Pat McAfee. I'm still never going to give him any respect for what he did during that tag match. Awful behaviour. Either way, we press on. He's busy yeeting on the announce table. Out comes Gunther, beats the piss out of him, drops him with a power bomb, and then it's literally in the description of this show. It's predictable. The predictable choice is made for WrestleMania. Jey Uso versus Gunther. How the mighty have fallen. So lackluster. One underwhelming reign for Gunther. I thought he would have for sure gotten wins over Punk, Cena, Rollins. Exactly, some actual wins that made something. Some wins that actually do you justice, not beating Jey Uso a few times and then eventually losing to him. It's actually so embarrassing. No one's going to remember this world title reign. Nobody's even going to consider him a champion again for this. It's It's checkmate. That's what it is. It's checkmate. He's just too slow to see it. And it's actually quite depressing. But yeah. Exactly. Now, I have seen outlets, I have seen podcasters, I have seen people tweeting that they are happy that Jey Uso won the Rumble and he's picked Gunther for his Mania match. Are these people fickle? I'm sorry, but how? How can you praise this when he's already lost multiple times to Gunther? It's stupid. How can you praise this? It's not even remotely interesting enough. I'll tell you what makes this worse as well. Bleacher Report actually gave this segment an A. They graded it an A. If that's not bias, I don't know what is. I'm assuming this won't main event either night, which means the new world title will go another few main event WrestleMania. I agree with this. Win the Royal Rumble, still doesn't get the main event. It'll be the opening match on night 1 or night 2. Which is the hand you're dealt. It's the hand he's been dealt. It's the hand that's going to screw him up. What is the flaming point? Give the main event spot to an actual main eventer. Give the Rumble win to a main eventer. And Stussy is right. There is no way that match main events any WrestleMania. It's so bad. Jey versus Gunther feels like a 2011 SmackDown feud on the level of Del Rio versus Swagger. It gives me Edge versus Del Rio or Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan vibes. We think you're there, but we don't truly believe in you to be a main event, so you're going to be the opener. Newsflash, if this match opens any show, nobody's going to care. I reckon people will get up and go to the bathroom. And stay there. Until it's over. Because there's no positive to gain from this. Like, there's absolutely nothing to gain from having Jey Uso in your main event, but he wasn't in your main event last night. He was your opener. Speaking of Openers though. Your first match of the night is Damage Control versus Morgan and Rodriguez. Now, first of all, it is good to see Dakota Kai back from concussion. Io Sky getting used in a match again with time in it. Solid tag team unit. But then you've got Liv and Raquel. You're let down by those two. You are let down tremendously. You, the viewer, are let down by this. Let's assume Punk wins the Chamber. Gunther and Jey are both on Raw. Does that mean that Punk moves to SmackDown with Cody to feud for the real world title? If so, I'm worried for future Raw episodes. No. So I'm fully expecting the titles to switch shows. I fully expect Cody to move to Raw and Gunther to move to SmackDown. That's what I'm fully expecting. Before the match obviously does start, we do get a backstage segment, the first of two, for Io Sky in the show. Her and Dakota Kai are backstage. They encounter Rhea Ripley, tells her that she'll see her at WrestleMania after her mistakenly costing her a shot inside the Elimination Chamber. Io is again unhappy because her friend, even though it's built as an accident, cost her the match. It stopped her chance from going to WrestleMania, rightly so. But then they push forward. And we get a tag match that really has me still thinking what they did. Now, Io Sky does win with the moonsault. Like, she did hit the moonsault, she did win for her team. But why is Liv Morgan at any point bleeding in this match? There's nothing in that running bullet knee that makes her bleed. There's nothing in it. So how is she bleeding? And also, she overdoes it. Not the blood that she overdoes it. She overdoes the selling. It's quite bad. Her selling is really bad. It has to change because I can't defend it anymore. Well, actually, to be fair, when it comes to Liv Morgan, never defended anyway. Cody feels like a Raw champion and good. Yeah, I agree. Not much graveyard ship, but you're welcome to join me if you like. Do you know why? It's an excellent observation and you're correct, but do you know why? Mm-hmm. The complete opposite to why Charlotte's always in the picture. Rhea is a star. Charlotte wants to be a star. She's not original. She's not herself. Whereas Rhea unequivocally has changed the business. She's made efforts to change it in a different way. I haven't seen Charlotte do that once. As far as I'm concerned, she's lucky by what she was bred into. Mind you, that is from my observations, that's from myself being a fan constantly. You don't miss things. I wouldn't say she's a star. I think she's subpar at best. I think her desire to be her dad in a female way has come back to haunt her. I'm sure of that. Because she doesn't know how to respond. She can only do it one way. And that's be Flair. But people are tired of that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants that anymore. So we need to get away from that. Liv Morgan's timing is off as well in this match. Her timing is off that badly that Raquel Rodriguez has to change up her spot just to look after her. I'm starting to think she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, she's meant to be a veteran and she still acts like a rookie. That has to change. Like, she is a bona fide rookie the way she acts. Whereas Io Sky and Dakota don't look like rookies. They look as they are. They look seasoned. They look committed to the expectation that they have. I don't get that from Liv Morgan. I barely get it from Raquel Rodriguez. But that's because the way she's booked is becoming stupid as well. Just look at the way she's expected to be dressed. That's not her. That is not her. I do not like that. Show these talents respect and let them run with it. Because that works. Otherwise, you fall flat. You will absolutely fall flat. We have We have the New Day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. They are. What? I don't get this now. Why they're always up in that box area. But anyway, the New Day are up in a box amongst the fans, talking to Jackie Redmond, angry, if you put it that way. Actually, more like jealousy. Jealousy that Rey Mysterio has a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, whereas either men do not. The jealousy comes off, like you can smell it. Like, they reek of jealousy. And yet, the New Day isn't actually there yet. Like, they were there, and now they don't make sense anymore. And you've not really rebranded them. Personally, I think keeping them together was a mistake. I believe that. Before they can even finish their sentence, they are interrupted by Bayley. Bayley comes to the ring. I do agree. He hasn't been in a strong position since then, though. And I think that's what's cost him. I don't know what the plan is for the New Day, but I do think they need to get planning ahead. Because if it's going to be another heel tag team title run, then okay. If it's not, then what's the end goal? Because I'm not sure. But yes, out comes Intercontinental Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria, who takes it to Bayley, I will say. She does take it to the former champion, proving that she belongs on the Raw roster. The problem is people still haven't forgiven her. And it may never happen. Exactly. Bayley versus Bird Person, and she flew alright to the losers pile. Truth be told, that I did not like this one. I still don't see what Bayley's bringing. I don't see what Lyra Valkyria offers. There was no jeopardy. Like, I get it. The winner goes to the Elimination Chamber. But you could have at least added some suspense to it, but I guess they didn't want to. I, for one, found it very stupid not to do it. We're let down, guys. We are let down. It's a cheeky roll up for the pin. Bayley gets the win. She qualifies for the Elimination Chamber in Toronto. We then go backstage. Ludwig Kaiser's approached Pete Dunne. Tells him to stay out of his way because he's going to beat Penta next week. He's going to beat Penta without any help. Newsflash, he's going to get help. I think you're going to see a crazy table of events turn, and Ludwig Kaiser will join his former rival in some sort of tag team. When, I don't know, I just believe it so. That's what you're dealt. The phenomenal man himself. That's what you get. It seems like we're heading to some kind of multi-man match. I think we are. I think it's Braun, Styles, Penta. Could we get Ludwig in there? Maybe. Could we get Pete Dunne? Fatal 5-way? I don't know. But I'm not sure if they know really what they're looking for, but they need to do something because it's not being defended on pay-per-view for a while. AJ Styles promo. He addresses the fans in Nashville or Smashville. I think he says that unintentionally, but he does say it. He recollects the injury he sustained 4 months ago at the hands of Carmelo Hayes. Again, accidents happen. It was an accident. Nevertheless, he did get injured. What was weird though was the interruption. Bringing out Dominic Mysterio and Carlito to interrupt him, I didn't fully understand. For one, it actually spoiled the segment. I think it personally spoiled the segment for Styles. Like, Nashville isn't his home state. It's not his home city. But it is where he got his first big break in TNA. So Nashville's a little bit of a sentimental home for him. I don't think he needed an interruption angle. Maybe the second week. Like, if he was back on next week for another promo, then yeah, I would understand that. But I think if you have him in his wrestling gear just to come out and do that, it's a bit cheap. This should have been like classic, either hoodie with jeans or, as he used to do it, t-shirt, jeans and cowboy boots and all that. It's what he used to do, but we got him in his wrestling gear and it didn't feel anything because all we got was a Pele in the phenomenal forearm. Like, it was it was not helpful to the situation at all, because the words by Styles were great. Like, it was a great promo. But I think they took away the whole point of a return just to start a feud when you're not even letting that breathe. It was just wrong. I like the fact that he's reiterated he's going nowhere. He will be in TNA at some point this year, just as one-off appearances, but I mean, like, he's not going anywhere in terms, like, he's not retiring yet, which is good. He's got gas in the tank, and he does. He's been missed. Oh, we're up to 276 subscribers. Thanks, guys. I believe that will be Soccer TV. Just for the recollection, I have subscribed to Graveyard Ship. Thank you. I'm assuming your name is Tony. But yes, sir, I have subscribed to you, and you know what? Because Stussy's cool. Whenever Stussy produces content, I'll be there as your first subscriber. It's what I do. How far is this? You're welcome. My question is, where does this angle with Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles go? Because I don't think it's a WrestleMania angle. Could it be a build-up to Elimination Chamber, maybe? I don't know, but this shouldn't go to WrestleMania. Styles has to be in that IC title match. Potentially win it. It doesn't make any sense for me, you know? The Scar reference was pretty good. That references past matches, the ones that actually led to injuries from Styles. So it's good that he's referenced he's not forgotten. Just don't do overly long recollections. That's my only request. Seth Rollins is up next backstage with Jackie Redmond. He has a conversation with Finn Balor, who actually, in my opinion, tells him the truth. Finn Balor says that, quote unquote, Seth Rollins is a man that his downfall is on its way. I actually think he is 100% correct. I actually think he's spot on. I think Seth Rollins is breaking down. And he needs to go for a while. But I don't think he's got it in him. Your one and only Rhea Ripley obviously then appears. You get 2 backstage segments after this. So you get one with Braun Breaker, obviously, who walks past Styles. They do get that interaction. Obviously, you guys have seen it on the thumbnail. I do like that stare down. We then get Rhea Ripley telling Io Sky that the Raw after Elimination Chamber, she's going to get a world title match. Good. Good. That'll main event the show. But that's got to end the way I think it will end, and I think it'll end the way that the tag title match ended last night. It'll end in a DQ, so we get the triple threat WrestleMania. It's obvious Seth is winning, but I wouldn't mind seeing Finn in the... Yep, so would I. I think he's a better choice. I think he's a much better choice. Ivy Nile and American Made are also taunting Lyra Valkyria, saying that she's coming for the Intercontinental title. Alpha Academy are there. This fashion's got to go. Like, they've got to go. It's becoming a joke now. Eric and Ivar are the War Raiders defending the World Tag Team titles against the Creed Brothers, representing American Made. Ivy Nile's at ringside, no Chad Gable. To tell you the truth, I have a problem with the tag title picture. I think they are running out of genuine tag teams. These are the only two they've got on Raw. I think they are stuck. And I think they are in massive trouble. Whereas SmackDown's got more tag teams, they're just not particularly worth it, except the Guns. The Guns, in contrast to the Creed Brothers, actually are legitimate teams. I think they need to look... I'm skeptical. If you want my honest opinion, I'm skeptical of the tag team division. I don't think it's strong. I think it's quite weak. I think it's badly booked. I think we're going to get a problem. WrestleMania is going to prove it. They should. They absolutely should. I just don't think they will. I could, but why? Why specifically that one? Yeah. He isn't worth it anymore. Like, when you look at him, good worker, believable, but he loses every week. He is a local. He's just one of those local competitors that shows up and just gets bait. Finn Balor is just a jobber now. I suppose I could, but WCW in 2000 was a horrible watch. Finn Balor. Yeah, literally. 1, 2, Finn Balor. One, two, Finn Balor. We may as well just call him that going forward. He is Finn Balor. Weirdly enough, the World Tag Team title match is a physical, brutal assault between the Creeds and the War Raiders. They go back and forth, heavy. Although the Creed brothers traditionally, as a heel, are wasting time in between moves, pinfall attempts, and they're being found out, but they lose to a DQ. Now, in retrospect, it protects them from not losing clean or whatever, but it's not like they're going to get anything else. Like, they're not going to win the titles. Because if they were going to, they would have won them last night. I don't think you can do the whole fail the first time, get it on the second turn. What was it? They've had their chance and that was it. I don't see the reason to give them another chance. Hello there. How are you? Maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know, but I don't think there's any point giving them a second chance. I've always thought they should have the entire tag division on one show. There's just not enough of them to... That's a good shout. That is a very good shout. Like, I remember SmackDown used to just be for cruiserweights. Like, and Raw would have the... Like, Raw used to have the women's division. SmackDown had the cruiserweight title. You know what I mean? Like, I think they've lost their way. You're fine. What have you got? You don't have to apologize. You're fine. You don't have to apologize. This isn't North Korea. It's not a dictatorship. But it's actually helped us a lot because absolutely. We have gone the hour mark. Like, we've just hit the hour mark. We've still got the CM Punk promo in the main event, but even that, we're still going to go another half an hour and just talk through it. No, I didn't. I hope I don't. I hope I don't see it. I don't want to see anything to do with him. He's an absolute disgusting human being. Anyone who was wearing one of his merch at that show should have been kicked off. Should have been kicked out of the arena. Same. I'll tell you another thing as well. They were back to back with no jeopardy. Like, Lyra Valkyria has still not had a title defense. What is the point? She is the most pointless champion right now. Like, if you actually deep it, it goes like this. I'm actually going to put it as a banner for everybody so you can see what I'm thinking. I'm going to take a quick break, but I just want you guys to look at this before I come back. So this is a 2-minute break. Look at this. He's still an asshole. Velveteen Dream. If you actually look at it, Catherine, right now, Braun Breaker has what, 8 people to feud with? At least that. At least they've actually prepared for Braun Breaker. Like, this is what I don't get. How can you prepare for Braun but no one else? Like, look at this. Not this banner, this one. These are all the challengers Braun Breaker has. I agree, Stussy. I agree. I'll bring that comment up in just a second. But these are Braun Breaker's opponents, right? Some of them, unfortunately, will continue to appear. But just look at this. And one of them is expected back soon. So, and Catherine, you'd never have to apologise for anything. Trust me. You have got nothing to apologise for. You take whatever as long as you want on this. Trust me. Just making sure. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm going to add this guy in as well because I actually think he's in it as well. Now, I'm not saying they're all great, but when you actually deep it, he has every one of these. I don't like this either. I think it proves how stupid you really are if you copy and paste the titles over. So which one is really decent on his level? AJ Styles, Penta. Who else have I specifically named? Ilja Dragunov and Pete Dunne. I think the rest are all way below Braun Breaker. But I think the first 4 names I've mentioned are either at his level or above him and will give him good work. I think Sheamus has already passed it. I think Ludwig Kaiser sucks anyway. Logan Paul is boring, but unfortunately he's going to be in that picture. And Bronson Reed is a big man. He makes sense. And yeah, that's true. He could also defend against Rey Mysterio. He could defend against Dominic Mysterio if he wanted to. JD McDonough, in my opinion, should get a title match the minute he comes back, just for the shit he had to go through. Who do you think was Kurt Angle's most underrated opponent? Jeff Jarrett, in my opinion. Most heated opponent for me was Jeff Jarrett. Kurt Angle's most underrated opponent, in my opinion, was probably... I don't think Jeff Jarrett is his most underrated opponent. I think it's his most heated in that concept. I think his most underrated opponent yeah, if I'm being honest, I think it's this guy. I dare anyone to challenge me on that. I dare you. Oh yeah. Thank you. So why are you watching? Never mind. I love people that hate. Lashley is a very good one. And guys, please, don't delete his comment either. Don't delete that comment. I think Mark Henry's an underrated Kurt Angle opponent. I really liked that feud as a kid where Angle was Bishop's handpicked contender against Cena. I did as well. I liked it as well. So, Kabul, this question is just for you. What is it that you hate? Because I appreciate the honesty. It takes a lot of balls for someone to say that. Do you hate that I'm too honest? Do you hate that I don't come across in a way that you like? What is it you hate? Because I can listen from that. No. No. Right. Okay. Right. Listen. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Right. I'm saying this is going up as a banner first before I put it in the chat. Right. Now this is to my mods. Don't. If I see a mod, time Kabul out or delete his comments, I'm taking the wrench off you. I'm overriding my mods now. For this one moment. Kabul, you're allowed to hate what you see. If there's something that you don't like about my content, then tell me, because I want to learn from that and get better. So what is it that you personally hate? I actually don't mind that you've told me that. At least you're honest. So, Kabul, this question for you. What is it that you hate? And I'm actually going to say this right now. And I'm going to type it. I'm actually typing whilst I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the screen. Thank you for your honesty. Every single person in my chat's honest. Don't. I'm going to turn off the music for a minute. Because this is something I believe in. Never apologize for your opinion on something that you don't like. Don't apologize for that. If you are abusing someone, then by all means, reaffirm what you're saying and apologize. But if you hate the content, you hate the show, that's fine. That's okay. Because it might be that you just hate the way I'm presenting it. That's okay. I can change it up a bit if you want me to. But please don't apologize. Please don't. I am not going to attack you. I'm not going to ban you from my live chat. If you started abusing me or started abusing my abusing anyone in the live chat, then absolutely I would. But you said you hate the show. That's okay. Sometimes I hate the stuff I do. Like, there's times where I feel like I've done a good show. And then I go back and watch it. And then I go, actually, I really hate that. And it's because I feel like I have done enough. So I'm going to put this on the chat for everyone right now. So everyone in the live chat, I want you to answer something for me, please. In the live chat, I want you to all to answer one question. I just want people to give me an honest answer. It can be a recent viewer, it can be a long-term viewer. But I'm just curious. It doesn't offend me. If anything, I can use that to try and make the channel better. Kabul, it's okay. Don't double down. That's how I would. Maria, see, that's an interesting thing. See, because for me personally, and I'm just going to come back on you on this one, Maria, if you don't mind me asking. Wouldn't AJ Styles not be Kurt Angle's most rated opponent? Or even best rated opponent? Because I think AJ Styles is rated in the right way that he should be. Just, I could well be wrong, but I mean, he's in my top 3. I think that says a lot about me. But would you not think he's his best rated opponent? Not underrated? I just want to see if you would think on that wavelength as myself in that way. I just want to see what you would think. I like how simple it is, just a guy chatting about his wrestling opinions, even if I don't always agree. Thank you. It's underrated in the sense that not many people have seen those matches. That's fair. That's fine. I try to make them relevant to the content, though. But I appreciate the honesty. There's actually other things that could be replacing this. Like, I might do other things to replace this, and I just keep these to my Twitch instead. Because I think they might be better Twitch-wise than on YouTube. Who will win the Women's Chamber? I think Bianca Belair will win the Chamber. Because I'm expecting Rhea versus Io versus Bianca at WrestleMania. But I want to go back to this. Because Catherine, likewise, she always does. Catherine did ask a good question. But she also made a great point about, so first of all, Catherine said, but Braun doesn't really have anyone to feud with. So I've then countered my point by listing who I think are good opponents, which are these guys. Or at least 4 of them. But before I did that, Catherine asked a very great point, a great question, which led to my response, which is, which ones are they preparing for are actually decent or on the same level? I think this is the fundamental issue that WWE has, where they actually do not know. I think they are hoping the best they can get is what's right in front of them. But they're not. Like, I actually think they don't get it. And I think they are in major trouble. I actually think that was his. I actually have this in my top 3 feuds for him in TNA. Well, actually, top 4, because my top 3 is actually very hard to displace. Top 4. But those matches in 2010 really were so good. Like, I really liked the work they put in. That was probably the best that Anderson ever did as well. Like this is where he really stood out in his whole career. I personally think that Kurt Angle also gave Jeff Hardy the best match of his life as well, the No Surrender match. No Surrender 2010, in my opinion, is Jeff Hardy's best one-on-one match. Would you like to see Dominic versus Ripley if they allowed it? Yes. I want to see Io Sky versus Pentagon Jr. again as well. Like, I'm actually begging for it. I'm not like one of those snowflakes. Oh, you can't have a man against a woman. Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Well, so we know next week it's Finn versus Seth. And that's what. So now we've got Logan Paul, we've got CM Punk, Cena, and. We've got Punk, Cena, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. So that'll be Seth Rollins or Finn Balor. I don't think it's going to be Penta. I think they should be wise. I would give it to either Chad Gable or Jacob Fatu. I think you need to have a different kind of worker in there as well besides character development. I think Chad Gable or Jacob Fatu should get it. Or do a battle royal. Fifth spot, you can't decide. 20-man battle royal. Boom. Have it main event SmackDown. Give like 30 minutes. 35 minutes. In fact, I'll go one better. 2004 SmackDown. They did a 15-man battle royal on SmackDown, but they did it like the SmackDown Royal Rumble. The winner got to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE title Elimination Chamber. Well, Elimination Chamber as we call it now, but it was No Way Out. But back then it was No Way Out. But No Way Out 2004 was based on another Royal Rumble win. So like I would actually do it like that. I would have a branded Royal Rumble for the final spot, depending on what's left to qualify. That's what I would do. Maybe this was fake, but I thought I saw there was going to be a qualifying match on SmackDown between Strowman, Fatu, and Priest. I think Damian Priest has Strowman on SmackDown, but I'm not sure if that's actually a qualifier. Two seconds, let me check. The USA Network is also saying that SmackDown's views from last week was 1.507 million. It's down 5%. It's down 4.5%. Which is still not significant. That's what I'm looking for. 2 seconds. Yep. Hold on. Yeah, you're Stussy. You're absolutely spot on. Yeah. So it's between Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, and Jacob Fatu. Yeah, they'll be the last from SmackDown. Then Finn Balor, Seth Rollins will be the last from Raw. I misheard that, but I just heard there was a triple threat. But yeah, it's those three are this week on SmackDown. I think it'll be your main event. Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm assuming you meant. Do you mean my chin? Chanel? I am not sure, but I'm going to say thank you. Do you think Punk is going to screw Seth in his match? No. No, I have a different idea. I have a very bizarre idea. CM claims to be best in the world. Punk makes his way to the ring. He's already said he's punched his ticket to the Elimination Chamber. And then he's going to WrestleMania. He's going to win it. He's confident. He's the most confident he's ever been in his life. He's going to win the Chamber. Is that right? He's reiterated exactly what he said to Cody Rhodes in that back and forth promo that made no sense quite recently when he said he was going to stab him in the front. He's going to win the Rumble. Sorry, he's going to. Well, he was said he was going to win the Rumble, which he failed. He's now going to win the Chamber. And then he's going to beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE title at WrestleMania 41. The white lights of Vegas are going in his head, put it that way. He then shoots some lines at Cena as well, saying that Cena just called his shot, and that was it. He called his shot instead of qualifying, and he's going to beat the crap out of him at the Chamber. Which, to be fair, I'm on that front. I'm all right with that. Yes, exactly. I reckon that he'll be the first man out as a shock. He'll be the first man eliminated. He's not. No, he politicked not to appear. Logan Paul then, because obviously he's in the main event with Rey Mysterio, he comes out, interrupts CM Punk, says it's going to be his 15 minutes of fame. And it's the same for Rey Mysterio. And right, can I just say that Logan Paul is so bad on the mic? Like, now this might come across as very harsh because he has his own podcast, but when you listen to him on the mic compared to him sitting in an environment on a podcast, it's totally different. The version of him that I get on a promo is actually really poor. Like, it's actually not effective. Like, I actually think Logan Paul is in danger of becoming a huge joke. And I don't particularly think he's great anyway. I'm not a fan of his. But I can see some athletic ability. I can see some effort. But he is being forced down everybody's throat in the worst way, with limited match experience, and his promos don't cut a standard that even a top WWE fan should expect. Forget just being a wrestling fan, forget just being a wrestling fan, just a WWE fan in general. Logan Paul, if he is what you see as a main eventer, you are fucking stupid. Like, honestly, you are fucking stupid. Now, I don't think any of my chat are fucking stupid. I think my live chat are brilliant. But if all of you are just fans of one promotion, say you're just WWE fans, do you think Logan Paul is good enough? I think he's just a move mimic with a gimp suit and a terrible theme song. Like, the guy thinks he's Daniel LaRusso, but sadly he's Butch before Butch gets killed. In fact, let me give you a better example before I come to these comments. another pitch. Finn Balor managed to win the qualifying match. Day of the pay-per-view, Seth attacks Punk to take his spot. Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm not sure if this is going to happen anytime soon. Do you see any comparison with the rise of Jeff Hardy and Jey Uso? In a way, I do, yeah. I do. I still think it's horrible that he is getting that level of rise. But yes, I unfortunately see it. Rusty, what's up, fella? Logan is trash. See, Fernando gets it. What's up, Matt? How are you? Logan Paul versus Cena at some point would be a mainstream feud. Yeah. But this is what Logan Paul would look like. after Cena's finished with him. This is on this monitor, so I'm pointing to my left. This is Logan Paul after one promo versus John Cena. Simply tell me where I'm telling lies, because I fully believe that's what you get. Oh yeah, 100%. Logan Paul shouldn't be the face main character of the company by don't him being in the main event scene. He does bring attention, I'll do that. He just sadly can't wrestle. Yeah. I think the worst part though is he's already exposed. This is the part I don't get, right? This is what I'm coming to. Cup's nearly empty. We got to open 2 cans. Honestly, I need a Pepsi sponsorship. I generally reckon I could keep Pepsi afloat the amount I drink from them. Oh, great question, Maria. I'm glad somebody brought him up. Maria's just asked the billion-dollar question. So, fundamentally, yes, Logan absolutely does have his... He does have his fame to fall back on, but it's his fame that exposed his promo. If you go back and listen to his promo, he exposed the stupidity of himself. Ricky Starks is going to be walking into Toronto. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's going to be a pattern where AEW only release these wrestlers after the Rumble. See if they do. It stops any shock debuts. It'll come across as petty, but it will stop shock debuts. Especially right now when your pay-per-views... Sorry. When your Saturday night show, which needs to change date anyway, is up against pay-per-view. Whether you want to say it or not, and I'm not a ratings discourse guy, but when it comes to a pay-per-view over Collision, sadly, one of them is getting butchered. And I also find it a wee bit distasteful that they're now going to use Evolve against Dynamite. Like, it's... Why would you do that to Evolve? These development talents, why are you forcing them in a situation where they have to physically compete in a ratings situation? What is that going to prove? You're all about developing for the future, but you're putting them up against another company. I'm sorry, but isn't that's not competing? If you want to compete, you put Evolve on Tuesday and you put NXT on Wednesday, where it used to be, funnily enough. It makes no sense to me. Like, if I'm like, now, first of all, it's a great opportunity to be on Evolve anyway. I think Vince Russo, even though he's a bit of a FUD, Vince Russo in the end could be right, by the way, with what he said the other night. It's not going to be in the... And I'm not saying this to troll an organization. But Vince Russo said that in 6 months, Evolve will beat Dynamite in the ratings. But then he immediately said, why would you use Evolve to do that? He's effectively called Evolve the C show. SmackDown and Raw, your A shows, NXT, your B show, Evolve is your C show. I think that's genuinely... I think it's a spiteful move. It's not a way to improve your development talent. I actually think what you've done... And here's a funny thing as well. And this is not a joke or nothing, but I'm actually going to put this in the chat as a poll. This is not to troll. This is a genuine poll. WWE would put Saturday night's main event on a Wednesday. Yeah, they would. They claim that they're not competing in that way with them. They're trying to improve their own development brands to compete. If that's the case, then why all the need for so many shows? When you don't have the creative capacity right now to manage two. And ironically, this goes the same for AEW. AEW doesn't have the creative capacity to manage Rampage. That's why they got rid of it. Not because of just the ratings for Rampage is in the worst spot on a Friday night, but it doesn't actually fit them anymore. Rampage offered no story. It's like going on fucking Velocity in 2003. In Velocity in 2003, you're not adding to story, you're just giving TV time to improve your in-ring skills. Velocity had very little promos. Sunday Night Heat, you got something at Sunday Night Heat, but Evolve is being put in the worst position for them. And also, I agree, Fernando. If they care that much, they wouldn't put them on a Wednesday night. I think what they've done is very, very harsh. I want to get you guys' thoughts on something as well. I didn't bring this up before we review the main event and that shocking end to the show, because it was shocking what they did. What did you make of the short clip of Gunther on the LFG promotional video that they're doing? Because, by the way, what the hell's Bully Ray doing as a coach? If he's a coach with Booker T, you're in trouble. At least Taker and Mickey James actually care about talent. Booker T and Bully Ray ain't gonna care about them. They are gonna feed them to the wolves in the worst way. But what did you think of the Gunther clip? I want to hear what you guys think about that. Fernando, I completely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. And I also like people are actually comparing Gunther to Gunther's energy to Triple H on Tough Enough. I'm sorry, but in what shape or form, like Gunther should not be staying in character for this. And before anyone goes, but that's kayfabe. I was like, well, kayfabe died years ago when you started bringing in morons from Fightful to your shows, or you started converting with these people. Kayfabe died. So Gunther shouldn't be staying in character here. Gunther should be sharing life experiences if this is what this is all about. The character should be when it's time to do that. But when it's asking someone their aspirations, he shouldn't be shutting them down like that. I think he's got that part wrong. I think they've made that wrong. It looks stupid. I'm going to say this now. This gives me total Divas vibes. And that was a fucking disaster as well. Like, these kids... In fact, no. It's like that guy from Tough Enough that ended up getting too far because he had a go with Kurt Angle, that Daniel Prunier. This will not succeed. Like, this whole LFG thing, they've got no idea what they've done. They really do not know what they've done. And speaking of they don't know what they've done, Pat McAfee. First of all, Pat McAfee, worst commentator in wrestling. Second of all, the quirky lines or the jokey lines he does on TV, they're not funny. Thirdly, sitting at your desk doing the eat thing makes you look like a fool. But he also buried, or he contributed to the burial of Logan Paul. I mean, I find that funny anyway, but still, CM Punk and Pat McAfee in the same 10-second moment contributed to his burial. Oh, I forget whose music that is. That's not effective at all. Like, Logan Paul got well and truly buried on Raw last night. I approve it though, but not by Pat McAfee, because he sucks. But why on earth would you have Rey Mysterio put this melon over? Rey Mysterio shouldn't be putting people over now. Especially Pat McAfee's favourite blonde moron, Logan Paul. Come on, don't do him dirty like that. That's criminal. But then, to call his new finisher the Pulverizer. I mean, that's good wordplay, but that is cringe. But here's the saddest part. Why would you immediately end the show as the New Day come out? Like, it could well be burying Death Rebel, but it's just the way it comes across. It comes across as burying him. But here's a retrospect. Here's a retrospect. Why would you end the show the minute the New Day get their hands on Rey Mysterio? I would have kept the show going for another 5 minutes. You've just ruined your heels. The New Day have literally just been ruined. Again. Like, this is the shit that I would have a go AEW for if AEW did the exact same thing. I think that's weak. But here's the thing. You want to have him work for his respect, but Bully Ray's a known bully in the business. And he ain't going to teach them the ins and outs of the business. Like, he's not going to tell them, oh, by the way, there's other ways to learn. He is going to find every opportunity he can to fabricate content. I know, but it's sad for those two. Just imagine this. You get that little 30 seconds where you're smacking about a legend who's just done a main event. They should have done something for Rey Mysterio in that way with the New Day. I think it's going to be Kingston versus Mysterio at WrestleMania. And I've actually got no issue with that at all. I actually think that's okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour 51 minutes now. How are you all feeling? What is, if you've got one, what is your moment of the night for this show? What was your worst moment of the show? Not this show, I meant Monday Night Raw. Devon does, yes. They did have a school, but then Devon just runs it himself. I think Devon's a better coach than Bully Ray. You know who they're missing? They miss someone like Raven. Someone that can teach them what they need to learn. A whole level of psychology and creative psychology. Because I don't think Taker can give them that. And I'm not saying it's because he's bad. I'm saying it's because what he's going to teach them is about respect and timing and how to establish your work ethic. I think Mickie James is going to teach them about personality and how to get over with a crowd in a unique way. I think Booker T is going to be authentic. Bully Ray's just going to nag him. I'm not sure. Tommy Dreamer's a bit. He's quite difficult. And plus, we don't want it to be the We don't want it to be the busted open teaching crowd. Oh, sorry. Highlights were the Punk Logan promo, Finn Seth competition. Lowlight was the tag title match. I think that's reasonable, Stussy. I think that's very reasonable. My standout performer of the night, well, promo-wise, AJ Styles. My standout performer, Io Sky. Oh, we've got another subscriber. Thank you. 277 now. You guys are awesome. You guys are legit awesome. So like I say, I can't do this without you guys. You guys give so much time back to the channel, and I do it back for you guys. It's a good dynamic. We have fun, but I don't lie here. I don't bullshit anything. I say it as it should be, and we have fun. I think having the Creed brothers fail to win actually derails them. I think it hurts them badly. If you want my honest opinion. However, I am going to get out here. So, guys, thank you for watching. Please do, if you haven't, like the stream. Share this stream with your friends. Get your friends to come and subscribe. Get them to come and watch our next shows, because I will be live again very, very soon. So keep an eye out. And as always, thank you to my viewers. Check out their socials. Check out their stuff. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, Stussy. Bye, chat. See you later.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me.